Well, hello there, Mr. Ease. Mr. Ease and Magics is back on the air despite popular demand. Brought to you, of course, by RP Magic Shop. Check out the link below to their website. This effect is something that I call magic or intuition. Now, just very quickly, you can change this around any way you want with your presentation. But since I call it intuition, I usually like to get the participant to be a woman. And you should have probably 4 or 5 people sitting around with you as well as spectators. Okay, so you've got 4, 5, 6 people with you, and we'll just assume that young lady is sitting over here, and that will be my participant. And you say to them, well, of course you get their name. You say, well, young lady, do you believe in women's intuition? And regardless of the answer, you say, well, you know what? We're going to do something here. You follow my lead, and we'll see where this leads us. And hopefully they'll say, okay, yeah, so let's do a little bit of something here. First of all, take the cards and you hand them to the participant and ask them to shuffle. All right, and I'm just going to do one shuffle. But they can shuffle it as much as they like, but of course I want to keep this as quick as possible. So they're finished shuffling. You say, okay, put the deck on the table and cut it in half. Okay, and they do that. Close enough. And you say, okay, you choose one half of the deck to be your half, and I will take the other half. And let's say they choose this one. That's fine, and I will take this one. Now, I'm going to go through my half of the deck, and I am going to pick any old card I feel like picking. It will be this one. And I am not going to show this to anyone. I'm not going to show it to you. I'm not going to show it to anyone. I'm just going to put it down here on the table. I want you to do the same thing with your half. Go through it, pick a card that you like, and let's say they pick, again, I'm not going to go through this whole thing to save time, but let's say they pick this one, all right, and I'm not looking. Put the deck down there, okay, and put your card down there next to mine. And what I want you to do now is I want you to take your card and put it somewhere in my half of the deck, and they'll go ahead and do that. In the meantime, I am going to take my card and put it somewhere in your half of the deck. Now, I'm going to combine the cards, and I'm going to hand them to you to shuffle once again. All right, so spectator, or the participant, shuffles. Now, you can have any spectator actually shuffle the cards if you want. It doesn't matter. They'll do it as many times as they like, and so on and so forth. You then turn to your participant, and you say, okay, take the deck, go through the entire deck until you find a card that you think is mine. And here's where we find out whether or not there's magic or women's intuition out in the world. So they'll go through the thing and, they'll hem and haw. And just, again, I'm not going to go through this forever, but they'll pick a card, put it down on the table, tell them to put it on the table. Don't let anyone see it. And then take the deck from them. And now I am going to see if I can determine your card. So I'm looking through the deck now, and I'm looking to see if I can find their card. And now about this point, I'm starting to look in the participant's eyes. I'm no longer looking at the cards. You can't see this on the video, but I'm no longer looking at the cards. I'm looking to my left into the eyes of the participant as if I'm trying to glean something from them. Now, of course, I'm holding the cards so that they can't, so that nobody can see them but me. And, okay, all right, I think maybe we'll do that card there, all right? We'll put the cards aside now. We don't need the rest of the deck. Now, I say to the participant, let's see how we did. What was your card? And they will say the Ace of Diamonds. And I say, well, let's see how I did. And sure enough, there is the Ace of Diamonds. Very good. Now, sometimes you get a response here and sometimes you don't. Doesn't really matter. But you say, you expect that because I am a magician and I know these things. But let's see how you did. Now, you told me earlier you're not sure about women's intuition. Do you believe in magic? Is there anything in your life that you think might be just a little unusual about you? Or whatever. You can ask them any kind of leading questions like that about magic or intuition, whatever. And they may, whatever their answer is, and then you say something like, well, how did you happen to pick this particular card? And what again, it doesn't matter what their answer is, and you're going to get all kinds of different things. Well, I saw a card, I went past it, and then I went back to it. This one, I went through the whole deck, and then I had to go back to blah, 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 second time, and there it was, and blah, 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 whatever. It doesn't matter. This is all just lead up. You then turn to the rest of the people who are watching and say, I don't think she got my card, the 5 of diamonds. I just don't think she was able to do it. So at this point, you may get a response from the participant. You may not. Let's see how you did. Flip over the card, and they may do it very emphatically. They may do it very dramatically, but there it is, the 5 of diamonds. So the question is, if I didn't see this card, how did I know it was the ace of diamonds that she picked? And if she didn't see my card, how did she know that it was the 5 of diamonds that I picked? And that, my friends, is what will leave them baffled.